everybody, welcome to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pitstain Hobbies. We're back at Spook Central working on Ecto-1. Needs drums, liners, brakes, transmission, power steering, only $4,800. Luckily this costs way less than $4,800, and you don't have to put extra money into fixing it up too much. It's a beautiful kit. The Fanhome Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 in massive 1/8 scale. Look at the size of that. Oh my god, that thing is awesome. Links below to Fanhome. Clicking the links helps your buddy Ian out over here. So click those links if you're interested in the kit, or if you just want to click the link and see it. Either way, we're back at it with issue 5. Oh boy, we're moving along. And we're trying to catch up before they start shipping parts, which is in a couple of days. Very excited. Last episode, we got most of the engine done. Sorry for the throat clearing. I do it all the time down here. We painted our spark plugs. We put some little dabs of silver paint on little bolt heads, if you noticed that, and on a few little key areas. See, a little silver paint. To do that, it's a very quick and easy step if you really want to add some pizzazz. These little Sharpie metallics. We got silver, we got gold, and we've got bronze. We're just going to be probably using the silver and the gold for the most part when we're touching up little bits and pieces on the engine. But these are nice to have. It's very cheap. And when you open the hood, you actually will see some of those little details you're adding, which it's a nice little touch. You know, you don't have to do it, but it's optional. Let's move into issue 5. Did I forget to say anything? Oh, we've got our Ian Screwed Up stickers. So again, every time I make a mistake, say something wrong, misquote the movie, whatever, anything I screw up, go down in those comments. Make sure you like and subscribe and go in the comments. Tell me what I screwed up. And my email is in the description. And you email me your address, and I will send you a sticker. As long as you're within reach of either a domestic U.S. postage stamp or an international U.S. postage stamp. Yes, I can ship these stickers now to over 180 countries on the planet. So we'll just see. As long as I could read and write your address and name, you will get a sticker if you catch me messing up. So let's see here. What do we got? Stage 11. Yeah, baby. And we got it conveniently right here. It's like this is a YouTube channel or something, and we've got parts waiting. It's a miracle of modern filmography. And since now both the actors and the writers guilds are on strike, I'm all you got, people. No, I'm not all you got. It's either me or reality shows or the news. Ugh. No one wants to watch any of those things. Hopefully you want to watch me. So we got our bag, we checked, everything's out. Always make sure you get all your little screws. And, here's a nice little tip, is have a little screw organizer. So, this is the Ecto. We have another part work in here also. Little screws are falling out. And little stickers and labels, and label all your screws up. And it makes it handy, because you do get extra screws quite frequently, almost an extra screw in every single bag. And it makes it nice. If you drop a screw, or I don't know, whatever, or they accidentally mispack and you don't get enough screws, anything could happen. Ian could turn into a tomato. Who knows? Okay, I could be possessed by Zool. I'm not hot enough for that. I would be the keymaster if anything. I mean, Louis Tully. That's some competition on the dating scene for me. Luckily, I'm married. So, there we go. And carefully, I can't remind you enough times while building this, carefully pry these things open. Otherwise, these little bits will just go boo off into the netherworld. Okay, we got some little parts. Ooh, this is metal. Is that the power steering bracket, I believe? Oh, Ian, don't go guessing at things. People will call you out. I love my pedantic viewers. I do. You go into every little detail. Ian, it was this, it wasn't that, it was this, it was that. Oh, they said this, they didn't say that. I love it. That's why I buy these stickers, to reward you for making me less stupid. So there we go. Okay, we're going to get into this, and we will be back momentarily. Okay, and our adorable little power steering pump is built. and I put a tiny dot of silver paint on that power steering reservoir cap with our silver Sharpie. Thanks, Todd. Todd runs the mypartworks.com website with many, many different partwork builds in it. I mean, he's built a ton of stuff. Beautiful photos, great write-ups. It's a great resource. I actually use it alongside the manual just because I like it so much. So let's get this power steering pump bolted on here, and then we got to get our crank pulley put on, and well, that's stage 11. So we'll be right back. Okay, we got our power steering pump bolted on. A couple screws up there, and then, well, a couple of FP screws, and then we got a couple EP screws, and we put one into the back of the power steering pump, leave that a little bit loose, then we put the other one right into here, into the cylinder head, tighten this one down, and then go back and finish tightening that one down. Makes it a little easier. Again, most of these tips come from the aforementioned website, mypartworks.com. And the manual, what did it say? I don't know. The manual's really good, but occasionally there's just those little extra things that'll save you time. Because otherwise you'll tighten it down. You'll be like, oh, I got to loosen it so I can tighten it again. And then we got to sandwich together the crank pulley. 11K. 11I, that's the outside. 11J. That goes this way. Then 11I. There we go. Perfecto. There's a tiny itty bitty nub of flashing right there that I don't want. So let's just snip that off. Rest of these are good and smooth on the outside. Perfect. And we're gonna take a GM screw. When you see that letter M, it means metal. So you want to dip it in the 3-in-1 oil to be safe. And always test your screw. Yeah, see if it fits on the bigger Phillips nicer, use the bigger Phillips. This is the PH1 Phillips. We'll take our pulley sandwich. We'll put the screw in there. I'd say hold the motor by the transmission. It gives you a good prize and everything. And then we'll get our screw. That doesn't seem right. Is that backwards? Something seems... Oh, idiot. See? I screwed up. I wasn't reading the damn instructions in the proper order. And I got to put this little guy on first, 11H, and it goes on with the letters facing the engine block. Then we put on our crank pulley, and that would explain again why you're watching the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube. And bingo. Crank pulley's on. Nice and snug. Great. And that's it. Stage 11 is done. We will be back with stage 12 un momentito. All right. Here's stage 12. Slicey, dicey. Okay, yeah. Well, not pretty, but it's open. And, check for screws. Nothing. Okay. We have got a lot of little hoses in there. Now most of these are ignition wires, spark plug wires. Let's go ahead and pop this open. We got a couple little rubber bandy things. Those are the accessory drive belts for the front of the motor. Get that little plastic out of here. So these little guys, okay, you're gonna bend these around places, all right, and they bend pretty well, but if you do it too tight, they can kink. And spark plug wires don't do that. So, my buddy Todd on his website recommends getting 22 gauge craft wire, and you can put it inside these little hoses to make them nice and bendable. See, check that out. Well, this isn't 22 gauge craft wire. This is 23 gauge copper. Where do you get this stuff? Well, I didn't order in advance on Amazon. I screwed the pooch there. But what I did have was a bunch of bulk network cable, which is generally solid conductor aluminum and/or copper jacketed aluminum. This is solid copper, category 6 cable, category 5, category 5E. Any of them will do fine. It's 23 gauge wires inside of here. So I just stripped it open and then stripped some of the cable off. And I have a nice little pile of little copper wires. And I don't know what household doesn't have a network patch cable handy nowadays. But those are often stranded cable. Sometimes they're solid conductor. But you want solid conductor if you're going to be butchering a piece of network cable for that. Otherwise, just go online and order some 22 gauge craft wire. Go to, Joann or Hobby Lobby or whatever your poison is that you choose. So we're going to be using some of this thin wire inside of these cables, and they're like a translucent blue. And people texting me while I'm filming. Hello. Okay. They're a translucent blue, but you can't really tell the difference. It actually gives it a little bit of a more metallic-y sheen when you put the metal wire inside of it. But that's what we're going to use to... Jeez. Okay. Mother puss bucket. There we go. There's a good movie quote. Who's texting me? Of course it's my wife. Oh, Lordy. Well, let's just answer her, I guess. Yep. Okay, sure, babe. Whatever. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. That's all we say. Yes, dear. I learned my lesson. Okay, we'll be right back with some more pulleys and a radiator fan. Ooh, that's a nice little part. All right. Be right back, everybody. Okay, we got steps 1 and 2 done. We've got the radiator fan attached to the the water pump pulley, and I did use my silver Sharpie to just tap those little bolt heads right there. You're barely gonna see it, but what the hell. And we got our little accessory drive belts on. This side goes on the back of both pulleys, and the power steering pump goes on the front of both pulleys. The generator. I don't want to... I have a pile of stickers, but, I don't want them to go too fast, me screwing up. On to step 3, and we're going to start doing these ignition wires for the spark plugs. This is where our copper wire, or if you have craft wire, is going to really come in handy to make things look just nice and let you really bend and route things really nicely. Again, not my trick. That is on the, myecto1.com page. Great tutorials there. Fantastic photos. You almost don't need the manual if you're using that website. We'll be right back. First things first, this is a good tip, not mine, but I'm sharing it. Remove the air cleaner assembly from the top of here. It's kind of silly trying to do it with it on there, so you can get to all these. And if you go to that aforementioned website, he's actually wiring his motor in the correct firing order of a 1959 Cadillac 390 V8. So we're gonna move a couple of these around. And it's going to look... I don't even think we're going to see it. Hold on a second. Let me just see if this is worth the effort. Nope. Yeah, you're not going to see back there. Even with the hood open, you're really not going to see back there. So we're just gonna follow the instructions, I think. That extra step of pedanticism is cool, and you can do it because you'll know it's there. But if not, no big deal. Not the end of the world. We are going to get these wires in. I'll show you at least one of how the wire goes in and you kind of bend and mold it into place. We'll be right back. Okay, so this part is a touch fiddly, but we took our wire and we cut it a little bit shorter than the actual hose. Just a few millimeters shorter on each end, and we're gonna use our magnifiers. These damn things, because if I didn't say it already, I had LASIK and my distance vision is absolutely amazing now, but my up close vision has suffered a bit. And to get it all the way in properly, you just take another little piece of wire and push. There you go. Push your copper wire. Focus, you son of a diddly. Okay, and we're gonna put like a little bend. Here we go. I'm gonna make a little L there. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's just get that out of the way. And we can zoom in a bit more. And we're gonna get this on the spark plug. Oh my God, help me. Tiny little wires onto a tiny little spark plug, and I didn't make my bend far enough. This is where smooth jawed, no teeth, needle nose pliers come in handy. We're gonna take that bend out of there, and we're gonna grab it further down and bend it, and then we're going to route her through wire management there. Okay, I'm gonna pull her through nice and tight. We're gonna put a little bend in her, right about there. That's fine. And then we're gonna grab. You can all see this, right? Okay. Bend there. And then we're gonna bend at the end, and then we'll push it on to the spark plug lead, and then you're really not gonna came off the spark plug, back on there. Mother Puss Bucket doesn't begin to explain how much I enjoy doing these spark plug wires. Okay. There we go. And we can massage that cable a bit. And all the cables, I mean, we're going to massage. Hold on. Mine aren't perfect. Far from it. Hold on. There we go. Not quite. We can use tweezers. I mean, it's just how far do you want to go? You could just throw them in as per the instructions, and they'll be fine. You're probably barely going to notice them. But I had to go looking at that tutorial website, and it got me all crazy trying to make these things perfect. And you're not really going to see anything here when you're done with the model. But I'm still going to dab a little crazy glue on that just because I want things to be just so. Like, you're not going to see. There we go. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a little easier if you put the copper wire in there. You know, it's fine. There we go. That's good. And none of these wires would ever bend at perfect 90-degree angles. They would be like a little rounded. But you can play with these to your heart's content, honestly. There's all right. Well, if you look at my friend's website, they're just absolutely amazingly perfect on there, and mine are close enough. There we go. So we just got to do that on the other side. It is a bit fiddly. It takes a little bit of time, But if you put the copper wire in there, they hold their position. Period. That's it. Once you get them bent and put into place, they stay there, which is quite nice. So we're gonna keep on keeping on with that, and we'll be back. But that's stage 3, basically. Step 3, sorry, of stage 12. Dunzo. We'll be back. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we got all our spark plug wires in. They could be a little nicer, I think. But again, you're gonna pop the hood. You'll see some wires. They're pretty nice. They could. I mean, you could play with these now that they have the wire inside of them. You could remold them and move them around a little easier. But there we go. Oh my. Okay, we got a few more hoses to deal with here, and some radiator hoses. And we'll be right back. Okie dokie. There we go. We've got our little radiator hoses in also. I tapped the hose clamp areas with a little bit of that silver Sharpie, because you'll actually see that. It's a nice little touch. This is looking pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I'm very happy with this. It's heavy too. I mean, this motor alone probably weighs not quite a pound, but you know, every ounce adds up. Let's see where we are. That was stage 12. 13. This should be a fairly easy stage. This is our first piece of chassis. This is going to be a huge car when we're done. I mean, there's bigger Ecto-1s out there. There is a 1/6 scale that's basically all plastic. And we've got screws, one tiny little plastic part here. What is that, like the brake line distribution block or something, or the something, and then a little filler plate here. But yeah, that plastic one, plastic. Oh my God, this thing's. It's metal. It's very heavy. It is, it's substantial. There's a reason these partwork models made out of die-cast weigh so much, because there's so much damn metal in the damn thing. The whole body's metal, the chassis metal, half the engine's metal. This is probably the lightest part of the car. That's probably all the plastic, because the chrome plating process on plastic is way less caustic and expensive than chrome plating metal. That is a very expensive process, actually, chrome plating metal. Just ask anybody who owns a Mack truck or a Harley Davidson. Okay, let's get this thing bolted together. We will be back momentarily. Okay, well, that little plate, 2 screws, this little block, 1 screw. I painted it with some gold. I've seen it done on the aforementioned website. And what my buddy also did was he sat the motor down in the motor mount holes. Oh boy, that's cool. And yeah, and as the theme is for all partworks, quite heavy, very nice, substantial. It's not cheap. You pay a good amount of money every month for your parts, but at least they weigh a fair amount most of the time. This is nice and chunky. Okay, well, that is done. Stage 13. And stage 14, we're going to start building the front suspension. This is the left front suspension and a brake drum. That's right. Yeah. Let's see. Do you meow how fast you were going? Back off, man. I'm a scientist. Okay. Super Troopers meets Ghostbusters. Let's see here. Okay, nothing stray floating around in the bag. Seems everything is smushed in to the parts tray. That's a nice little treat. Let's get... Oh, that one came off nice and easy. No fight. I prefer when things don't fight me. HM, JM, EM, many screws. A lot of screws. This stage probably has the most screws I've seen yet. I am. Jesus. This is piles of screws. GP. KM. Wow, that's a lot of screws. We're going to use all these things, minus probably one in each bag because they always give you a spare. That's a lot of screws. Okay. Tip, handle carefully. Unpack all the parts carefully to avoid losing any of the smaller pieces. Work on a tray or keep the parts in a bowl until they are assembled. You're telling this on stage 14? Telling us this? Yeah. This probably should have been at stage 1. But either way, I digress. That's why we have these lovely build videos all over YouTube from many different people, and a lovely build tutorial website from my friend Todd at mypartworks.com. He is also building the Ecto-1. He is way ahead of me. He's somewhere near stage 90-something. Issue who knows what. Way up there. Way past me. I'm only on issue, what is this, 5? Jeez. Okay, I gotta catch up. I'll catch you, Todd. I'm gonna catch you. Okay, we'll be right back with some of this. If anything falls outside the scope of the instructions or needs any special advice, I will bring it up in the video. I'll be right back. Apparently, I had way too much fun, and I forgot to hit record, but it wasn't for any reason of being negligent. Everything went together perfectly. The only thing you need to remember is you're building a suspension. So when you screw things together, you want to make sure this still steers, things still can move. Look at this. The bump stop hits, the suspension works. Here's the steering rack. Oh man. There's a little shock absorber. It's very cool. It's hard to see. Everything's black. But very cool. And I mean, the flat black finish on all the chassis parts looks absolutely phenomenal. Very nice. So that's 14. And that's it. Okay, the Phantom Producer. Huh, okay. We got some more cool trivia. So that's it for issue 5. Again, I would have recorded more about the suspension, but there's not a whole lot of news here. Everything goes together really well if you follow the instructions. Put a lot of 3-in-1 oil on this stage, on this issue, whatever. On this particular stage, a lot of 3-in-1 oil for the suspension, for those screws, because most of it is metal. The vast majority is metal. All the screw names end in M for the most part, and not P. So yeah, this is so I'm nerding out over this. I could have painted a whole bunch of little details in here on the brake drum, little springs, and you're never gonna see them ever, 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 ever. So the engine I spent a little time on with the paint markers, but this part not so much. I'm loving this. This is absolutely amazing. Oh, my Ecto's coming together finally. I'm so excited. Oh, awesome. Can't wait. Okay, well, next episode will be on issue 6, and we'll have more of the Ecto-1 going together. This is just badass. All right. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, click the links in the description below to go to Fanhome to get your own Ecto-1 or check out the Ecto-1 partwork build subscription thing there going on, or if you've started it before and you're in a lurch, yeah, Fanhome has restarted the builds. They are shipping parts very shortly. July 17th is when they're going to start. There's going to possibly be a couple delays for manuals for a couple of stages. But other than that, oh my God, we're back. We're back, baby. It's awesome. I love it. Look at this steering. It's so cool. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Find the mistake I made and get a sticker. Adios, everybody.